Harry Too Scary, aka Mr. Harris. And tonight is the 64th episode in a row. Haven't missed a beat. Still on top of things. That's right. That's right. That's right. Another episode of T.N.R. Thursday Night Rants, aka Therapy Night Rants, with your boy Truly. Tonight's episode is going to be unofficially sponsored by Long Drink, of course, officially sponsored by Gubba Rum, but the bottles did not come yet this week, so I do not have the Gubba Rum sponsorship posted up, man. We and the check it's in the mail, but either way, the bottles didn't come, so I don't want to sit here and just do shameless promotion for Gubba Rum. Shout out to Gubba Rum. Go visit gubbarum.com. But damn, Harris is drinking, wants and needs to be drinking some Gubba Rum. But for now, here in Reno, last couple weeks, I've been getting familiar with these long drinks. We're gonna have to get a long drink sponsor. Shit, I like gin, and it's actually a gin and citrus soda. Gin with natural grapefruit and juniper, berries, flavor, and carbonation. Product of the USA, but some Finnish long drink. And these bad boys are delicious too. I'm drinking the black can, which is the 8.5. And they have the regular blue long drink is just your standard 5% alcohol. Got a little merch on. Still get some merch. Everything's in the works. Brother Ray will be in a little bit later. He's doing this thing on Thursday nights. He has some things to take care of Wednesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. But he should be up in the building. And if not, I'm still going to sit here and rock out solo, do what I do. We're supposed to have one other guest on. The timing couldn't work, so you get what you get tonight. Shout out to last week. Last week was a good show. The energy was good. Me and Ray were watching it on the back end, and we felt that the energy was flat. I know on his part, his energy was a little flat, a little low. We had some good discussions this week, some good business meetings, some good open, honest business talks behind closed doors about where the show's heading. He has started his platform recently. I helped him actually do the third episode on his. Go over to T3 on YouTube, Talk T's Truth. Type in T3 and check out the show we did last night. Of course, his is more religion-based, Bible-based content. I still can come through, get off my questions, pick his brain a little bit. But so I'm going to be probably helping him out a little more with that here and there. And then with Harris is drinking again. So sorry. I don't want to say that, it's fallen flat. I mean, this is still a popping show for myself, being so consistent, doing this now, like I said, 64 weeks, a year and a quarter, going into our year and a half doing this. I do feel the need to bring some more content to the table. working on that. Of course, we got the personal life mixed in with what we're doing here. That's been a struggle and a challenge, but it's nothing that I'm going to let get in the way. But, those that do tune in, please be patient with me here at Harris Drinking Again podcast. I'm still a one-man band as far as the editing and shooting and filming the content. Although my lovely lady did go with me today and help me film the first beginnings of a blog that I'm going to do at the Reno Public Market. Really dope space, almost a warehouse layout, and they have about 12 to 16 different type of eateries all around the perimeter of the building. A large space upstairs, open room seating, and it's a lovely atmosphere. Took some pictures in there, and I want to put together some content like that. Also went to another bar and attempted to film the one I initially went to. The bartender didn't want to be filmed, and I said, "No, it's cool. Just film your hands and whatnot, like just making the drink." But he turned away and kind of didn't make the drink. So I gotta. That might be what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my phone up, and I'm just going to. Phone has the little shutter feature. That's actually what I'm going to do. I haven't really thought of that, so I'm going to do that at my own job. Fuck it. I'll film my own content for real, because I can't seem to find a bartender that's satisfying me enough to let me just film. But shout out to Blind Dog Tavern, though, Missy. Hopefully we can go over there and get some content in as well. Seems like a cool place and a person to let us do some of that stuff. So that's the update on that. The weekly shows, of course, still coming live to you. It's been a few weeks since we had a guest. We were killing it with the guests and everything there for a minute. Falling back on that, I am going to have some repeat guests coming on here in the future. But for now, me and Ray did have some good talks about what's the direction. Are we doing everything okay? We didn't have too much anybody in the live chat last week, but that's been the case weeks before. Some shows, there's absolutely nobody. Next week, 6, 7, 8 people listening up in the chat, highly engaging. And so I guess it just comes from my ability to promote and maintain what all I have going on within my personal life and separating that and just, maintaining, being disciplined. So I apologize for that for the lack of uploads. Do have some coming here in the near future. And I got to shake off the shit. We're so focused on what we're doing over here that it's very hard to, I guess, follow what's going on in the world. Harris is Drinking Again has never really been on the trends. Of course, we talked about Mike Tyson last year, Will Smith, a few other people, and things and topics that were trending. But going forward, we might have to make a change in that as well and bring some money, some finances to the table, amongst some other things. Harry's drinking again. Yes. The long drink's good though. It's not a soda like a seltzer, but it's a soda. It's almost like a gin and Sprite. It's less sweet than Sprite. Very, very smooth, very crisp. And that's what I want to do right here. Reach out. I meant to do this a few weeks ago. Let me go ahead and put my email. Because whether you sponsor or donate, man, I want to promote on this show. If you got a drink or a company that you need promotion for, holler at us. hidapodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to promote the shit out of it, and I'm really going to drink it. Send us the links. Send us your emails. We'll make something happen over here. Harris is drinking again, for real. Let me go in and put my email up on the screen. And reach out for any business inquiries. We're really just stepping up, ramping up, trying to get a couple companies promoted on this channel. I've been talking about it, but one thing that I think separates it from the very beginning, we talked about doing what we were going to do from the first show, and you've seen the progression week after week, whether it's with the lights, certain tools, aesthetics that I use for the platform. So it is a slow growth. Merch coming, and the sponsors coming. hidapodcast@gmail.com. Contact for sponsorship today. Oh yeah, we could be the lowest in the business. Contact for sponsorship deals today. That's what we do. That's what we in the business for. All right. There we go. hidapodcast@gmail.com. Holla at your boy. And then, so I just want to talk a little bit about me and Ray's behind the scenes talk, because while it is behind the scenes, we're very transparent on the show, and we talk about, are we too transparent? Are we too transparent on this show? Sometimes I think we are, and then there's other times where it hasn't been enough transparency. While we're big ego-driven guys, narcissists, we're our biggest critics as well. And I know sometimes I lack certain things, but that's why we have those meetings, those talks. We're able to really get up what's off our chest. I've talked with him about on Harris is Drinking again. Hey man, tone down some of the religious stuff, because this is pub talk, right? Going to a bar, talk about religion and politics too much. Now he has his platform, so it's really good. Now for what we got going forward, it's just a matter of narrowing it down and really getting out there. The street talks are really cool. Ordered some lavalier mics. Those are hopefully in by next week, and I can start really being on the town with the microphone clipped up, hands free. That's going to bring so much more audio content to the channel, along with the video vlogs that I will be doing, and talking to real people on the street. I think that's another one. Also, Harris is Drinking again for sure, because that's why I'm going to go around tasting these craft cocktails, different breweries, putting people on, promoting their products. What is the drink version of mukbang? And if those aren't familiar with mukbang, it's the eating food, large portions. You got the ASMR, which is the crunchy stuff. That shit gets on my nerves a little bit. Kind of gross too. But the mukbang, I filmed something today. The beginning parts of it, and we're gonna have some mukbang stuff on the channel and some craft cocktails. I want to get a little bit into that. Like I said, finance, maybe a couple other topics. And since being back here, haven't really networked too much with local artists. I don't know what the future really holds for the artists on the channel. I think I'm gonna almost take it into a drink review, food review, fun. Like I said, pub style, pubcast. Coining that term, by the way, pubcast. You see it right there on the bottom. And mixed with conversation. I don't like eating on the show, but there might be some other spin-offs, shows that we kind of do that where we eat and everything. While we're talking, we're describing the food, the local taste, the local flavors. So just ideas that we're always throwing out there to keep it hot and popping. Because now, man, I'm back here in Reno and got whirled by the balls. I'm in the battle-born state. I've always loved this place. People know that. Those who know me or follow me or what have you, know I'm a Nevada boy at heart. And so there's no reason not to just excel and put out so much better stuff than what we were even previously doing. And it's been a good run, but I made the commitment to myself, 52 weeks, and I did that, and we're going to 104 live streaming an hour a week, the whole thing. I want to shout out to one gentleman though as well, Tim. Last name escapes me. Sherwood. Tim. Shout out to Tim. Met him at the bar. We got to talking. He was cool as shit. Hopefully I get him on here within the next few weeks. He's going to England sometime in May. So hopefully he can come on the end of April. But we were talking about the manosphere. He has a big problem with the demasculation of men going on lately. Very intelligent guy, well-spoken, a former Marine, also suffering from some PTSD and things like that. And was talking, about he has a therapist and stuff. And I was like, man, I got this show. It's called T.N.R, Thursday Night Rants, aka Therapy Night Rants. And I would love you to come on and tell your story. He was like, I would love to come on and tell my testimony. Completely, just a random guy, former Marine, skydiving, travels all around the country. But hopefully that's going to be, and that one might even be pre-recorded, depending on his location and mine. But that's going to be interesting because, again, it goes along with the street talks and going around and getting people's real opinions in real time about certain things. So that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm still sitting on a little Tommy interview, and I'm sitting on an interview from one more gentleman. Again, just my, I guess, call it laziness. Call it one of my weak men traits. Slacking in that department. But it all come together. It all makes sense. When you go to the video section, you click and you look at the titles and everything, and you'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, everything has a meaning over here. Harris Drinkin Again podcast. Shout out to Shaheem as well from Get Smoked Smoke Shop out in Sun Valley, Nevada. We will 420's pushing it. We wanted to do that event, but we're still plugging you, Shaheem. Let's make something happen real soon, bro. And also Derek from Men's Warehouse, South Virginia, Reno, Nevada. And of course, Gubba Rum. Visit gubbarum.com. If you missed last week's episode, we did share the screen. We went to Gubba Rum's website. Wicked Smooth. Wicked Smooth is what they titled the rum as. Again, the bottle still. I'm not going to go over my way and put them up and everything, but I need some bottles, Steve. I need a bottle of the Gubba Rum, man. It looks delicious. Vanilla spice rum. That's my jam. Coconut flavored rum. Actually, I can make it work. I'm gonna throw that in some ginger ale. I'm gonna throw the little coconut rum and some pineapple on the rocks. We're gonna make that poppin'. It's gonna be good, man. I could already tell it's gonna be good. I could already tell. Get my sound effects right. Let me get my sound effects right. Yo, we're pushing up here in 20 minutes. Harris Drinkin' Again podcast. T.N.R 064. Any spitters want to come through? Again, taking all spitters. It's been a minute since we had some spitters up on the podcast, but I'm going to give another shout out to them. Check out Free Change Media, YXL. Therapeutic, you've only known him by name, by voice. Never seen his face. He apparently can't get his camera working and up and running to get on the podcast. Sir, the platform's still open. Cheeto Boy and Daigo out of the Rose Park area, Salt Lake City. Shout out to them. Go give them a like and subscribe. Type in Cheeto Boy in your YouTube browser search engine and go listen to some bangers. And my boy S.A. Habit, man. Where you at, S.A. Habit? Damn, man. That's my dog right there, though. Matter of fact, we might give S.A. Habit a call live in just a few minutes because it's been too long, man. We got to get out to you. Reach out to you. I think Brother Ray just entered the building. That's the beauty of it. I get to start the show and Batman starts the show and Robin. I mean, we could either one, doesn't matter. I could be Batman, he could be Batman, I could be Robin, it doesn't matter. But yeah, we're gonna spitters are welcome, man. Spitters be welcome. But like I was mentioning to Ray last week, I think a lot of the rappers don't want to come on because they scared that the host gonna outspit them, man. I ain't gonna do that to you. Harris to drink it again. But tonight, keeping it light. Long drinks on deck. Brother Ray is here, plugging in the extra light. Oh yeah, look at that with the black background. Something about the lighting the first 2-3 weeks ago was superb. Last week was cool, but there's something about the dark background with the lights. It just repels off, and you see I'm here in the Harris to Drink It Again merch. Visit Hyder.com today to get yours. We got the 2-for-1 sale right now going on, so go to Hyder.com and grab yours. Harry's drinking again. Drinking again. Last week was a dependency. Went in on that. We keep it fucking freshy over here, man. I believe that although the topics may not be the most trendingest of topics, we get in your ass over here. We're like that toilet paper. I use Angel Soft, but you get that dollar store toilet paper and you go to wipe, and and it just curdles up in your butthole, and you get the little pieces stuck in your crack, and you gotta take a shower. But when you shower, you got the little pieces of toilet paper still up in your ass. That's what Harris Drinking Again podcast is, fellas, ladies and fellas. We get in your ass over here. Ray over here, he was drilling pit a little bit, getting in the juicy stuff. He has little questions. I got my little questions, and that's what it be. And I think a lot of people when the subject matter gets too deep or too real, it can be a little nerve-wracking sometimes. And that goes back to the transparency. I don't say everything I need to say on this podcast in the last 64 weeks. And they can try to go back in time and cancel your boy. But what's been said has been said, and we've already spoken our truth many numerous times, and we'll continue to do so. Yeah, come on. Come on, Brother Ray. If you ready, my brother, come and step to the stage, and we'll make it a real show. Two people make it a show. There's a lot of great. Bill Burr's probably one of the greatest star as well. The Monday morning. Bill Burr does his Monday morning podcast by himself. It's great, but a show is two or more. So entering the building at Hyder Studios, my main man, my partner, Ray.
What's good, y'all? Oh, tonight has to be different, man. The energy has to ramp up tonight, because last week, no energy, and we talked about it. Why is that? Is that?
Well, see, I felt the energy last week, but once the show got going, I did sense the energy fall flat a little bit. And I don't know, is it because we're so fucking narcissistic and we want engagement? We say we don't care if people are listening or watching, but we really do. I mean, ultimately the views matter and the engagement matters. But what was it why we fell flat, do you think? I mean,
I blame me. My energy wasn't there. I thought it wasn't there. I tried and everything, and just to liven it up, and I just wasn't myself last week. I had a great time still. I still listened to it, but maybe because I started my show, I'm thinking about that too. And and we talk about consistency, man. This is one of the challenges of consistency, and that's I think the reason why people don't stay consistent, because you are gonna hit a wall. Maybe the burnout wall, whatever you want to call that wall, like writer's block, and maybe that's what we hit last week. And so we were coming up with, what is it, this and that, and we always do that. You have to, because you got to try everything. You gotta try everything, and even if you don't think it's gonna work, do it anyways. Because that's really putting in work and everything. And a lot of times we go, what if we do it and it doesn't work? If we can overcome that to where it doesn't work, how do we even base it on that? What doesn't really work? Is it because we didn't have a lot of no one was really on the super chat last week?
I mean, I don't think that's just what it was, because like I gauge my feeling for the show. Like I just feel it. Like there's some weeks where I'm just like fucking pumped up, and last week I was pumped up. I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna get in there because I really had some stuff to say. But as it is, as it goes, I mean, it's definitely fun engaging with the people. I know a lot of YouTubers, that's what they base their actual show off of, is like they go off the chat, like academics and a couple other people. But no, I think we're just finding our groove again, man, and we have to we have to
Make adjustments,
make adjustments.
make some changes and whatnot. You know,
Fi-
I think what it is that we still need to evolve and do other things, like we said, like, going out into the public. And
Yeah.
that's why next week we're going to invest in a couple of lavaliers, and we'll just have the camera and then maybe use the drone, and then maybe switch up some of our contents to where it's like you're seeing us, but maybe we're like voice over, and then you'll see the video but a different voiceover, because there's a lot of things that you wrote, and there's a lot of things I wrote too, and we're going by, and let's be real over here. We have a problem of sticking to the main topics.
Fuck yeah.
We both got,
And that's what it kind of is ranting, and we go left.
and then we go right any which way, whatever, and we're so, our attention span is so short. I know I got a very short attention span.
Yeah. And early on, I tried the topics and everything. I think we got to go back to that. We're not really interested in stuff like what's going on in the world, but maybe like with myself, there might have to be a compromise. Like if that's what is gonna get people interested, is like talking about a couple of whatever's the latest thing going on in hip hop this week. What's brush over it in the first 20-30 minutes, maybe go back to taking notes and really, and then after that maybe get into more loose stuff, but like hit them with the information right off the bat.
And maybe for me, the reason why I don't really get into the what do you call it, current events, is because unless I'm able to do something about it, but they just talk about it, that's not really, and that's, it's kind of hard, because if we're gonna talk about it, or we're gonna do this, like, maybe because of me, I'm all about campaign, marketing, promote. So the minute we come up with an idea, I'm already going there. So what hole am I gonna dig to make it this ditch to make it work? That's just my mentality. And when you're talking about current events, like what's going on with the whole indictment of Trump, I mean, what can we really do? And the question is this, is it that big of a deal? I mean, the one that's suing him is a prostitute. That's what you do for a living. And then you're gonna sue this man. Now, okay, you can say, oh, because he's the president, because he's in that. Look, the way I see it is this: if you're the leader, a lot of your personal and all that stuff, and you can be the guy that maybe, and yeah, the values and principle does count, and it does matter. But at that moment, we have a leader that's doing things for the country, that's doing good. The last thing in my mind, if this dude got to get his dick sucked once in a while, and you can say, oh, well, he's got a wife to do that. Maybe his wife, maybe Melania's like, look, man, you're old. I don't want to be sucking your dick.
Yeah, she don't want to.
It's like, I just like the fact that you're smart and you're around, but come to that, maybe they have an understanding. I'm like, my wife is like, she knows, like, hey, she knows me.
Yeah, and people have to realize that men in powerful men of status, men of stature, they always have options, and there is a double standard when it comes to that. But if it's like the Tiger Woods scandal years ago, it's like, come on, he's a billionaire, he's the best golfer in the world, and he got caught up in getting some pussy. It's like, I don't know, to me, I just expect that. I'm like, cool, like, go Tiger. Like, it's shocking. The man's a billionaire.
I guess what the media is saying is that, oh, are you saying that that's okay, that a man can do that, because that's so misogynist and everything? You know what? Truthfully, you got women over there like Elizabeth Taylor and all these other women married 2 or 3, 4 times. What's the difference? They're all the same. We're all kind of like dogs.
All like dogs. Speaking of that, let me give a shout out to Ulysses Una, aka Pitt, on the check-in. Harrison Drinkin again in that ass like Family Dollar toilet paper. That's right. That cheap shit. Only because we get in there so much, and I don't know. That was a little metaphor I did earlier.
I heard that. Yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
We could be like quality, top shelf, Angel Soft, Quilted Northerns, where we get in there.
Can I get into that? Because to me, okay, I'm very frugal. I'm very frugal, okay? If I buy 2-ply toilet paper, I feel like 2-ply, that means it's 2-ply to where I'm wiping it. And I still, personally for me, I still don't feel clean. I gotta be clean. You know what? To me, it's like, hey, there's nothing better than good old fashioned tabo with some water, and you pour enough of that, and until that water cleans out your butthole, whatever, completely. And if you want to soap it too, and everything, that's clean. And then maybe just dap it with your toilet paper, and that's what I use the toilet paper for. The toilet paper is just to dry my butt after I wash it, and and you don't have to have 2-ply. 2-ply is expensive.
Man, treat your ass to some to some quality.
Just fold that thing 3 times and just dap that stuff, man. Americans use tabo, man. It's not bad. It's like, that's just, no, think about it. It's practical.
It's practical, but there's nothing wrong with some quality toilet because we've all been in those porta potties or those.
Oh yeah. When it comes to that, then I understand, because you're not gonna have that.
Like even in the casinos, they got the 1-ply, and you gotta fold that motherfucker 8 times.
Yeah, right. And then it's hard and it's rough and it gives you hemorrhoids.
Yeah. So I mean, toilet paper is toilet paper.
Yeah, yeah.
Go buy Angel Soft. Let's get an Angel Soft deal up in the building.
Charmin, brother, Charmin. Don't squeeze the Charmin.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Man, what do you think of the different content? For sure, I'm gonna go around. I went to Reno Public Market today.
I did too.
Started the first attempts, and I'll show you the footage after the show a little bit of. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna show. I wonder if I can pull it up on the screen, but
show it.
I want to. Maybe if we like a shorter show, wouldn't be bad. Like I said, if we shorten it to 90 minutes to 2 hours, and then the first 30 super informative, but then maybe we have more like, even we laugh and have a good time. But you know what I noticed? We laughed more when we were apart, like on Zoom and stuff. We had, and then I think we need to get into more
cool. We were both so relaxed. The only thing there was that we only had one mic. So imagine you have that kind of setting where it's nice, you're in the living room, the setting is good, the lighting is good, you can talk freely, and we're free, and we can do whatever, we can puff, we can do whatever. Then we can get back to that even better. That's the one that we were talking about. But something like this, it's just cool, but we're still, it's a little chilly in the garage, but gotta wear sweaters, stuff like that. But that's just the way it is. We just gotta deal with it and make the best of it.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's I mean, I get what you're saying, but I like this setup better than just sitting on a couch, like in an apartment.
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
It looks better, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like it's a production almost. It's a show. We got the lights up here. We got the foam, the back. It's, I don't know. I like that aspect, but like you talked about comedy, and everything, different comics. Sometimes I'll put the show under the comedy category if I know we're gonna be like just wilding out, or if we have a comic on or something like that. I think that'd be cool too. Yeah, but I was thinking about that. Like, we should interject with, like, I'm not sure in what way, but like there needs to be like a flavor, like a just more like pub style.
Right.
Shit. Sometimes I wonder if, like, Harris is drinking again, if it's too serious, right?
Maybe sometimes. I think sometimes, because we're our worst critics, right? We always like debrief each other and whatnot. And I think sometimes we always kind of like talk about what we're trying to do and how we're gonna do it and how it to where the audience I'm going, wait a minute, that's for you guys. That's what you're going through. I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in what your opinions are on certain topics and stuff like that. But I'm not really interested in like what your next project is, what you're gonna do, this and that, how you're gonna do it, whatsoever. Maybe the way we're thinking is that perhaps what we're doing you can learn from, but at the same time, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. I think we should just remain, like you said, just who we are. Just stay who we are. Stick with what our plan. Stick with what we're trying to stick to our game, and and it will create interest from there.
Yeah, been doing that the whole time, and it's working so far. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna level up. We're gonna constantly keep going through adjustments, and
So I do notice something here. Forgive me for interrupting. Is that I'm not seeing any gubber rum, and the reason why is because you know time presence means time, and last week we really pumped gubber rum. We even showed their website and what's on their website and everything, and so this week we're gonna just okay. We just want to show you what type of devotion and not only devotion, dedication that we have for people who believe in what we're trying to do. Towards like we would help get you where we need to go.
yeah, I got the email up there. Contact hidapodcast@gmail.com. I'm gonna shamelessly plug and promote anything that people send me or want to be promoted. I'm gonna be promoting you, drinking you on the show. If you're
Hey, you know what? Too, if you want us to
passionate,
give you a plug, I mean, tit for tat. Maybe on a Cash App, give a little $5 or $10 or whatever, and we get, be like, okay, thank you for that. Because like today, when you do good things to people, like today, I was driving and I saw these guys pushing a car, and I always go to the Victorian Market over there on off a rock because they have the cheapest gas in Reno. And I saw these guys pushing this car, and and then they just happened to go to the same gas station as I did, but they were still over there. And I said, you guys gonna gas up? He says, man, I don't got. I'm like, tell you what, man, I'll give you $5. At least that's all I can give you, a gallon, and my money is tight. But you know what? It's kind of like, what if I was in the same situation and someone offered me to, like, hey, man, let me just provide you with a gallon of gas, especially today with the prices, and everything. And I said, hey, if it got you down the street where you need to go, whatever, then it feels good, man. It always feels good. And like tomorrow, we're gonna pass out sandwiches after church. Feels good, man.
yeah. Like last week I was talking about that good deeds video. Pitt says, gotta make a viral video cipher so we can gain up the views talking about comedy. Maybe some sort of improv, 5 minutes at the end of your show. Just some thoughts.
I do have a question. Thank you so much, Pitt, for bringing that up. If you were a comedian and you got the stage, what would be your what would you call it? What would be your set?
Like the layout?
No, not the layout. Like the stuff that you're gonna talk about. That's gonna be funny to the people. If you're like over there, just
Well, I've already thought about it, and I do want to do. I want to try an open mic stand up comedy. My fear is though, with comedy, it's such an art, it's such a skill. You got to really. There's a certain way with the crowd and stuff. I'd like to give it a try, but I think my style of comedy would be, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to be the comic. Like, I'm very cynical by nature, conspiratorial minded. So I'm going to be that almost George Carlin kind of Eddie Griffin, truth teller mixed with some jokes. But I would go in on something. I got a couple of bits. I can't even call them bits, but like See, this is okay. Hold on. Before I mention you, I want to, even though we're writers, and that's one thing I didn't ask Frankie Pace or I didn't ask any Larry Hankin. God dang it, was how do you write a joke? Like, I want to know how comics write differs from musicians that write, because bars is easy, rhyming, but I have jokes and then I go down to write the joke, but I can't formulate what how I want to say it in my mind to on paper.
I'm terrible at telling jokes.
Yeah.
Terrible. I just, I can tell the middle part, but the what do you call the last part? The pitch or whatever you call it, the last part. I'm terrible.
Yeah, and that's what I love about comics and why I respect them so much. But anyway, I would go off on something. I'm gonna go out there self-loathing. So I'm gonna talk about my dad bod, my mantids being biracial, bring up something about being adopted. I might go out there, stutter, do some Tourette syndrome shit. And then like I would that's how I would start my set. I would be self-deprecating as fuck. Like, yeah, last night, yada yada yada, and my son said, "Dad, you're fat." Blah blah, blah, and then blah, blah, and then that's probably because when I was bring up the adoption, but say it in like a fucked up way, find some clever way,
right?
When I was picked up out of the trash can at 2 days
you
old,
picked up for no trash can,
but that's what you gotta, that would be my shtick, and then as far as like current events and stuff go, I'd be whatever race or this tranny nonsense going on in the country, I'd go in on that, the ABCs, and I got a couple little things. I don't know if that answers your question.
I think for me, I'm very animated, as you can see. Like I have no shame, but all I can say is that if I do a comedy skit or a comedy set, at the end of my set, half the audience would be speaking Tagalog, man. Because I would do that. Because I would speak to you in my language, whether you understand me or not. I do not care. And I know you have Joe Coy. Joe Coy is just a perfect example of someone who's a Filipino American that talked about, mostly accent because he doesn't really speak the language. But when you like what I put on the table, I think is that I could do that and then speak the language and everything, and other people that speak other languages are gonna like catch it on, and especially the Latino crowd, because there's a lot of words in Tagalog that's that's similar to Spanish, and they'll be like completely get it. But that's my skit, and then I would talk about, like, I think I would more really delve into just the culture, the characters,
yeah.
like especially, like, what made my dad so funny. My dad was hilarious. Okay, he's a natural comedian. Is that because compared him and my mom, my dad was kind of like the rich little broke kid. My grandfather had good pension, and but they were just so bad with their money that my dad, basically, that's probably where I learned how to hustle, is that at a young age he was shining shoes. And then in the Philippines during World War II, his dad was overseas, and my grandfather would send him all these DC comics and everything. And my dad, while he's shining shoes, he would sell these American comics, and so he would have his money and everything like that. And that's probably where I got my little hustle entrepreneur spirit, from my dad. But my dad was a naturally funny guy. You talk about, like, I remember what's his name? I'm not scared of you. Mac I'm not scared of you.
Bernie
Mac. I remember Bernie Mac. He would talk about, like, we were so poor that, there's no milk, so they add water.
Yeah.
My dad has that in a third world version. When you're poor, there's a lot of comedy in that. And that's what made my dad so funny, man. You know.
Yeah, and I would do a lot of like working as a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
You get a whole host of characters, so I think I could do like a funny skit. Um, I could do pretty good imitations. I could look at somebody and like act them out or whatever. But sometimes I just see these characters, just the different types of people that go into these establishments, and like the guy that orders, you look them out, and I profile all black people. I'm sorry, you motherfuckers drink Hennessy. So every time I see a black person at the bar, I'm like, oh, like, hey, there's a Hennessy at the end of the bar. 9 times out of 10, hey man, what can I get you? Hey man, y'all got any Hennessy? Of course, motherfucker. I see a Mexican guy, immediately like, hey, cerveza, Modelo or Corona. Want a shot of tequila with that? Oh yeah, white boy, the minor, big burly, fucking. Let me get a Bud Light and a shot of Jack. Like everybody has their, and so I think something like that.
And I
would be
walk
cool
in there
too.
like, what would you like to have, sir? I would have a red wine Merlot, please.
And most of the motherfucking like old timers, all the Clemens, call them Clemenses, and they're just like, have trouble reading the menu and doing all this. Going in on people though, how we act, people that you see in Walmart and some of these disgusting bitches that you see out here.
I think maybe I'll be a little bit more like DL Hughley too. You know how DL would actually go, his skit is, his set is actually going back to the audience and banter with them. Because I'm very comfortable in the crowd. I'm very comfortable. I got no, oh my gosh, I don't even think that. I mean, I'm just at the moment and whatnot. Maybe I'll give it a try. Comedy.
Yeah, we should, man. We should. And I'm gonna need a little crutch. So let's go do some stand up. I'm gonna put together a little 5 minutes of whatever. And
5 minutes is long, bro.
That is right. Like
that is long. I mean, really, 3 minutes is perfect.
Yeah, if they give you 5
if they give you 5, because once the audience is like crickets.
But I'm saying like you have 5, and then 2-3 minutes. You need enough material, but I want to have you in the crowd as a heckler. A lot of comics do that. They put a heckler in the crowd to feed them material and everything, and maybe you could do man, this guy. I was like, hey, you Jackie Chan looking motherfucker, shut your ass up with your fucking Gatsby ass hat,
like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, you Peaky Blinders looking motherfucker. Hey, I can't even see you, so short. You little motherfucker. Hey, someone turn on the lights. So shit.
Yeah.
And like, throw something back and shit. Like
you may be bigger than me, but let's match bank accounts. I'm still less than man. I still got less bank accounts.
Yeah, like that would be cool, because then if I started bombing, like I'd give you the cue. Like, I'd do like, hit my chest or something. You'd be like, all right, my boy needs help.
Yeah.
My boy needs help up there and shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just, were there times, that you remember people said you should be a comedian? Has anyone ever said that to you?
Oh yeah, a lot, man. A lot.
All the time too.
I get comedian and acting.
Acting?
Comedian and acting a lot. What the fuck is that little buzzing noise? Comedian and acting, and a lot of people tell me like you missed your calling. You should have been an actor. And I've had even some of my customers and stuff. Like I just be in my groove with the customer, and like just people like this one girl in particular. I was just making her laugh, just joking with her bullshit, and then she's like, "Oh my god, like, are you a comedian?" Like she was really finding me funny, and I'm of course, but my nature is like, I'm that guy that's like, cool, thanks. Like I don't do super well with compliments.
By the way, you was talking about acting. I mean, I'm not one to be like, I'll go to an audition and for this producer. I'm not into that. If I'm gonna do some acting, man, we'll just create our own movie, man.
Let's say you did do some like acting, because you asked me the style of comedy.
Hmm.
Like, what? Let's say you had to do a role or whatever, or you were given the opportunity to do a role. None of this, like, it's Ray's world. Like, what? Pick like three actors or actresses that you would love to work with, and then like what style, like what character would you play, just given the opportunity?
Wow, that's a very good question, but a very difficult question. Who would I want to work with? I guess it all depends on what I would start with. It's not so much to work with, but I want to know, you know, like what is a story about? First of all, I'll go with that. If you give me a little bit of, what's the theme or what is the topic of the movie, and then I'll go from there.
Okay, okay. I mean, that was kind of, you could pick it, but let's say almost like a radio type. You know, you know, you're uh, um, you have this, you're a coach or you're a mentor, um, or let's kind of go off your personal lifetime. Let's say you're in a place for a long time,
Hmm.
like, and then like your alma mater calls you, and they're like, Ray, I know you're in retirement, blah blah, blah, and they need you to come back because there's this, maybe a special kid or a group of kids, like under whatever kids maybe, and then there's like one golden child out of the group, and then you and that golden child form this, unbreakable bond, and it's like a story of like, tears and triumph, and like, be a, yeah, like a coach or some
I think
legendary
I would.
teacher.
I think I would really like. Okay, good example. Now that we're on that topic, I got to bring this up. So, I've explained to you that my job. I'm a disability service worker,
Yeah.
and I have a, we call them clients, named Brandon Fay. Shout out to you, Brandon Fay. And whenever I deal with people with these, like, certain kind of like a mental disability, you know, they're like adults, but their mind is like kids, and that's what I do. And but then when I work with them, I notice is that one of the biggest thing that people need to do, and that's why is a goal, is a dream, is you got to put that carrot, that goal dream, even if it's lofty, even if it's something that they cannot fathom to see it right now, have them. And so we came up with this concept, phenomenal meats. And you asked me, which actor do I want to work with? If I do work with an actor, they got to be completely out of the norm. Like, I would love to work with someone like Jamie Foxx, because Jamie is going to be like, he can play the serious about that.
Yeah.
Have had a stroke this morning or something, man, because all I know, I found myself on the floor,
No shit.
and then my face hurts, and I remember hitting something, and now my tooth hurts. It's no joke, folks. And because I remember I didn't take my prostate pills last night,
Huh.
and I woke up this morning. It just, because one of the tenants downstairs, Ray, damn it, Ray, do you want me to call 911? I said, no, 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 I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, it says Jamie Foxx hospitalized after a quote unquote medical complication, whatever that means.
It happens, man. It happens, man. We are coming to a point where it happens to the best of us, you know. But it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna be, But what do? We move forward.
Yeah, and of course, I'm thinking I'm one of those guys. Everybody that falls out after the schmack scene, I'm like, oh, it's got to be the schmack scene. The shot's starting to take people out of here. You know what I mean? But who knows?
Yeah, yeah. It is what it is. I mean, you can't. So what I can say is that people, if you're at that moment of your life where you're still healthy and everything is good, you know what? Really cherish it. Really, really enjoy the moment. You know, don't don't worry about the past because all that does, it causes depression. Don't worry so much about the future because all that does is it causes anxiety. Control what you can control, and whatever you cannot control, you just gotta leave it out, leave it in faith. You know?
Yeah. That's one thing about getting older. In my mid 30s, I'm slowly becoming more conscious of that. And just starting to appreciate, like, yeah, I made it this far. I should probably start cleaning up my act a little bit. One thing my pops did say, he said, he's like, son, everything you do in the front end of your life comes to you on the back end.
It sure does, man.
So
And
he's
a
like,
lot of times, a lot of us, we have such a rebellious heart that we're always fighting the good stuff, the goodwill. And it comes to a point where it's like, man, it's not worth it. Like, what are you rebelling about? For what? Like, you're either angry or either that you're really scared. I just truly believe that, you know, just like in that movie, and part that they cut off when in Into the Dragon, when he was talking to his master, and then the master said, "Who is your opponent?" And Bruce Lee said, "There is no opponent." Think about it. You really don't have an opponent. It's all in you. How you create it, it's all how you process and how you think about it, and that's what destroys us. And that's when I told my son, that is one thing about Hawaii that I learned, that my takeaway in this island is that I seen old people, no matter what is going through, the local people, they're just, it's in God. It's not worth it. You round up too tight last week. And this person is kind of like, one of those conspiracy theories kind of guy, right? My question to that is, if you're a conspiracy theorist, okay, that's great. That's fabulous. That's great for conversation. My question is this: what's your solution, Mr. Conspiracy Theory? I want to see a solution, because if you're gonna take the time out of your precious life to get involved in that, oh, so and so is setting us up and they're doing this, and they're spying on you and this and that, whatever, right? If you're putting all your time and effort in that, to me personally, you kind of been defeated already. For me, I know they've been doing that, but my wisdom is gonna be like, how am I gonna live my life to be wise and clever, to where I'm still progressing, but I'm following the guidelines, so that way so none of these people will go like, oh, look at him.
yeah. Well, there's different levels to the conspiracies. It's like there's that form where it consumes you. Um, but
It's fun though. It's fun to know it. It's fun to know
Yeah,
about conspiracy theory.
but like
Yeah.
you said, you already know a lot of those to be true. So in a sense, the term conspiracy theorist is not correct for us. It's what they call us, truth seekers now or something like that. But there's like, let's say even with the spying stuff, I mean, there's not much any of us can do. We're all in the matrix regardless. There's a whole big matrix, but just little steps, small step, like getting too much smart devices. I like a laptop, my podcast equipment. You ain't gonna see me with the Apple Watch. I'm not gonna have an Alexa in my home and I don't have the Siri turned on. I keep my location off. There's just like minor steps.
Basically, you keep your life a little bit more analog than digital.
But that's a form of not letting them too much into your life.
I understand, because if you compared reading a book as compared to a Kindle, there's something about the smell of that page, turning that page, reading it line by line. There's something that connects the human spirit with that. Why is that? Because that's what man's been doing for years.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we started out with, oh yeah, you're scrolling.
I want to look up these. I want to look up these. I want to get some beats too. I'm gonna have to spit.
Man, you know what happens? You're over here making me feel good, and then the beat comes on, and then my natural ray rhythm. I can't rhyme, but I sure can groove. I love it.
Yeah.
But
Then,
I just wish I can groove and rhyme.
and
Lord, if it be thy will.
And then other things though,
and rhyme tonight and not be
like
embarrassed by it. Let
like
your
simple
words come
things
through
like
me.
not letting my kid watch Disney, or not letting them.
Oh, Disney is my kids. All
Not
my
letting
kids
them
watch
watch.
Disney, and you know what? In my own home, bro, I love my family.
But yeah, like
In my own home, they started getting on my nerves
yeah, man.
because it's like this Disney crap.
There's a lot of things that we can do. I mean, again, not much. Like, even if, I mean, yeah, land off the grid, but really, we're all in this matrix. We're all in this matrix. Smart refrigerators. I want to get on this little tangent real quick. Smart refrigerators. Now this is beyond your typical smart car, your smart device, but they got these fridges now that talk to you. They have fridges that one of them has like a built-in coffee machine, like basically by the time, they have this other thing on your phone now. You could pull in like at home and start your your coffee will be ready by the time you get in the house type shit.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because I live with disabled people. You know what? This technology, it helps them.
Well,
So it's kind of like your preference. And another thing too, because my eyes are starting to go a little bad on me. I realize I rely on my GPS, not because I don't know how to get there, because sometimes my distance in reading is kind of,
yeah.
but the GPS keeps me in line, where to turn and everything. You know?
No, and I get it. I mean, if you're disabled, but the smart stuff, it's scary because you got to think of all the disabled
it is
people
scary.
that have been getting by without this stuff for a very long time,
Yeah.
but they're not marketing this to disabled motherfuckers. This is like,
No, they're marketing this to us because
This is
there's only
real.
a very small percentage of disabled. You know.
let's see. There's this one fridge. I might have to go to YouTube, and it blew my fucking mind, man. And then a lot of these,
Does it have a crock pot? If they have a refrigerator that has a crock pot, a rice cooker, and a Vitamix in there,
man,
well, it's gonna do all of that stuff. So when I come home, I have my rice in the adobo, and then
Yeah.
my green smoothie drink
They're-
from my fridge. That will help out.
they're talking about the people are hacking in these fridges, and these hackers don't have to attack into your laptop. They hack in to your fridge, to your coffee machine, and then society hacks into these lock devices to take control of the entire house. It's not fiction anymore. The real threats.
And the problem with that,
That
just like
thing's
with
so
with their currency, is basically trackable, and they basically, you don't like it, and they've done it. You know what I mean? That's the part of technology that I don't agree in, because they can centralize it and have one control. You know, Big Brother. Oh, I'll take that from you.
Look at the price on some of these things, though. LG 36-inch wide, 29 and a half cubic foot Energy Star rated French door refrigerator, $4,600. Now, I've always wanted a Sub-Zero fridge. Now, this
Yeah, Sub Zero. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something about Sub Zero. When I was in Hawaii and I was working in one of these high end condos,
I'll take any one of these
there was
fridges.
there was this couple up top that had Sub Zero, and the wife
Look at this one.
would tell me it's not worth it, Ray.
Yeah.
That thing gets more repaired than anything is expensive.
Look at this one. A $7,000 fridge. Now, of course, to most of us, we just have the fridge that you get with the whatever apartment complex you living in, your basic fridge. I mean, what? And there's 1,600 reviews. Like, look at this. I mean, what would you do with the $7,000 fridge? I mean, is this something maybe like talk about riches like your home? What are some of the most okay? What room in your house are you gonna spend the most money on? Like
So that's a very good topic, okay? And let's talk about this dream thing that we're pretend we're already in that space where we can afford it and it's no problem, right?
yeah.
My concept in material things is always this.
Talk about fridges.
What's that noise?
It's a troll trying to get out of the of the basement. He'll simmer
Anyways,
down in a minute.
So, anyways, so my thing is that I like to buy top quality stuff, and the reason why I like to buy top quality stuff is because number one, whoever manufactured that, they said, you know what, this one right here, we got to take care of this puppy, man.
Right.
This is our Rolls Royce, and because of that, it will be gonna function, and then it's gonna last longer. I've always told that to Angela. I said, look, if I need to save to buy some really good stuff, babe, I would rather do that. And you know what? When we lived, we had the best stuff. We got a Vitamix, we had a Kirby, I got top notch Sony TVs, iPhones and Toyota cars, good quality stuff,
Yeah.
I used to drive a BMW, and it was like you can say that I have expensive taste. I do, but my taste doesn't have to be in. Like I can have suits that cost maybe like $5,000, but I don't have to have 10 of them. I have maybe one, maybe two. And then I mix and match because I like to dress up. I like to look nice. I like to be crispy. I love to. That makes me feel like a man.
But what room? Like what?
What room? Okay. Good question. First and foremost, my kitchen has to be top notch because you know why? Because to me, the kitchen is like it's not just a place. It's a place of gathering. If you have a friend and they see your kitchen, like wow. And they see your fridge. Oh, they got everything I need over here. I want to cook because there's some people like that. My mom, when she wants to relax, Angela too. When she wants to relax, guess what she does? Cooks. Yeah. And when they feel that way, it comes out of the food. And my mom and my sister and my wife my mother-in-law is also an excellent cook. So I'm very fortunate. My wife's grandmother, Tutu, Conchit, excellent cook.
Yeah.
So I grew up with good food.
So you're gonna have the decked out.
I'm talking like like restaurant style. Like I'm talking top notch refrigerator, top notch. I will even have an indoor and outdoor grill.
Industrial. Do you like an island in your kitchen?
An island. It has to be because this is how I want my kitchen to be. Like I want my house to be like open. Reason why is that I'm Filipino, man. We're very friendly. We're very outgoing, and everything is okay. Hey, no problem. Come on in. That's how I want to live. Come on in. I don't care. I want to come on in. Like, you know what? Okay, if you're gonna steal shit from me, it's like I don't care. Take it. It's no big deal. I'm not gonna be like angry at you. Yeah. So you stole stuff to me. I'll replace it. No problem. I got insurance for that. I'm not gonna trip. That's not. what I like to do is I want to enjoy the moment, the laughter,
Yeah.
the people when they're eating and they're like, "Ooh, this is so good," and this and that, and the music comes on, and everyone's just the grandma and this and that. They're and relationships are building up again. You see the two teenagers. I'm sorry, babe, and.
Okay, so you describe your kitchen though, like
My kitchen is gonna be like open, like it's gonna be like there's gonna be a TV there, so it's a conversational place.
Yeah, you got the island,
The island and everything like that, so everyone can talk and everything can come here. And I want the fucking vent right in the center. It will suck all that shit up and everything, and I want to have a dirty sink to where all my wait, because I want to
like
have
like a basically like industrial. You got your wash, rinse.
Yeah. Because I want my garden to be over there, and I grow my own garlic. I grow my own onions. I grow my own green onions. I grow my own bok choy. All of that stuff. My tomatoes and all that stuff. I want to live that kind of life, dude.
Yeah.
And then like I'll have wine. It's not that I drink. I'll buy it for you.
A cigar humidor, and then things that I'm not even into, like fucking, like now, because when you have money and stuff, you're gonna like grow into things. So gardening and have a greenhouse.
I don't ever want to live a selfish life, man. It takes so much effort and time being so selfish. I want to live a life of generosity to where it's like, man, he's a sucker. I'm not a sucker, because you know why? Because I know how to make money, and I know how to save money, and I know how to and I know how to spend money, and I know how to protect my money. That's where I want to get in life, to where it's like I know what I learned to protect. So I'm not scared about shit no more. If I get run over tomorrow, or someone shoots me or snipes me, then that's it. But that's what I want to. That's what I want to. I want to live a life where if I'm driving somewhere and I see 10 homeless, all of them are be given like a bill, or maybe a couple of bills. Here you go. And I don't really care where they spend it. I want to stop looking at price. I just want to look at the value.
Yeah. Now, kitchen would be one of my tops too, but since you took kitchen, I'm gonna go.
No. I want to hear your kind of kitchen. I want to hear your kind of kitchen, because you heard my kind of kitchen. I want to know, and if it's similar, whatever.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna describe, because that's a dope part of the house. I was gonna describe like my backyard.
Okay.
Like my backyard. I want a porch. It's gonna come down. Probably have like a one and like a little 2-story with the porch. You walk out, double doors, whatever, and I got the badass. What's the barbecue grill everyone's getting now? The Triton or whatever. Not the Triton,
something like that. Yeah.
Shit. Can't think of the name, but something like like a long ass grill, but it's got the charcoals, it's got the wood, coal, but it's also got the propane capability. Take your poison, and then I got my big old table out the back. You put the canopy up when it gets too sunny. I got some nets up, right, for like the wind or whatever. But then I want to have little misters as well set up outside, so people are real loose. We're barbecuing. Got the misters in the.
I want the whole house to have its own speakers, to where if I want to play a song, the whole house, there's music everywhere.
Oh yeah, LED lights set up out back, and then you got the heat. You got the little tiki huts, but also heat lamps.
Heat lamps, if you need it.
And you're out there. But I go down my stairs, and the porch stairs, they go this way, and then you go down,
right,
and then there's the yard. And just this particular house is pretty minimal, and it opens up, and like just below the porch, I got a little jacuzzi area, whatnot, and then underneath it though is where the little outside workout facility is, and I have a little outdoor sauna right there as well. And then over to the left is another little pool, and then you got like
I'm not gonna have a pool. I'm gonna have one of those what do you call those pools that like a tread machine. Like they're not very big, but they're just for because
I'm gonna have the pool, because I got the kids and shit, and we're gonna have
Not me, man,
my
because I'm
house is
gonna
gonna
have
be the
my. That's
spot.
my spot right now where I am. I'm gonna have me. I just want my place to be like, hey, where you going, man? Come check out my Uncle Ray's pad.
Yeah.
He's got
And then
everything.
and
Boom,
then
boom,
a
boom.
fire, a big ass fire pit is a must.
Yeah,
But not
I
just
gotta
your
be ready,
average
man, because
fire
my
pit.
nieces and nephew, when they go, I wanted them to go. Where you going?
Yeah.
We're hanging out at Uncle Ray's house
Yeah. Us-
because we feel protected over there.
they can go over there, but they ain't gonna want to leave daddy's house, man, because it's like, we not just a fire
No,
pit.
they're gonna want to
I
leave
got
Daddy's house
bonfires.
because you know what? Because Daddy gonna have too many rules. And Uncle Ray, we feel nice. There's always like music, and we can be creative, and there's a studio we can just record right there. And Uncle Ray is
man.
just always gonna be hip.
We got all that shit. We have all that too. I'm not too strict with the rules. As long as they get their stuff done, it's gonna be. But wait a minute.
So basically, what we're saying is that your house and my house are gonna be the house of
It's
houses.
gonna be the house of houses. But
The
I'm,
house is house.
but I'm
I
stuck
like
on
that.
this bonfire thing in the back. to
Oh
where-
yeah, for sure.
Because I want to have, and I want to just. I like burning shit. I'm a pyro naturally, so I want to like save up all my trash and different things and go out there and like
Yeah.
burn it.
And
then-
burn it, but safe in a
Yeah.
safe situation.
And I
Yeah.
have more chairs and everything set up. Not even chairs. You know what I want? And I'm gonna have, because I used to work for this landscaping company where we did custom waterfalls
Right.
in people's yards. So like, oh, it's gonna be elegant, lots of trees implanted, almost like my own little lush
Right.
greenery. And I'm gonna have like one like nice waterfall in the back, and then like a couple streams or whatever, set up to where I could sit out there, smoke my cigar, drink my little glass of Johnny Walker Blue Label.
But you got to have the big
Calibrate
screen
TV.
over there.
No. See, that's what you see. See, my shit. I don't want no TVs. A big screen in my backyard.
To watch the game?
Nah. See, that's what we do it different over at the Hideout House, man. If you want TV, I got a TV in the den. I got maybe a couple of.
Oh, okay. All
know,
right.
Yeah. And that's one thing. I don't want no TV in my bedroom. I don't do that.
No, I don't want a TV in my bedroom.
But I don't want a TV in the kitchen or but
I want to have a
couple
television.
dens.
I want to have a television in an area where I know, when there's a Niner game on, I got at least have two big TVs. But it's not like, I got all the channel, because I'm not like that. I'm just like, you go to Uncle Ray's house, you can probably have the History Channel and some kind of sports channel, like when it comes to sports or something like that, like basketball and football, baseball, basic stuff. But all the other garbage, I can leave it. Not interested.
yeah.
Man, I can't believe we let Mike Lyons hear the most controversial.
Right.
What's that? What? How many hours are we in?
Hour and 20.
Shall we intermission?
No intermissions. No intermissions. I think that was the thing. Yet, man, I don't want to. That felt weird.
Okay.
That one felt weird, and
So we're just gonna grind it.
yeah, we just grinded. And I mean, if you want to take an intermission, but I don't think two people should leave the screen on the
Yeah.
show.
All right.
I don't think that was.
No, it's okay. I mean, I got patience. Maybe our show is not gonna be. It's not gonna be as long this time because you know what? This is our 64th episode. And I'm sorry, brother, I wasn't here. What is our title for this show again?
No real title tonight. Just ranting,
Just ranting.
showing the
Okay.
people. Ain't shit going on.
But what we're talking about is our dream home layout.
Yeah, man.
Like, okay, so the kitchen, right? To me, the kitchen and also the kick it spots gotta be like special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want a couple of rooms. I want to be on that boozy shit. Like, I got when you walk in, I want the living room that you don't even sit in. It's just a look at, but you want to go sit in there. And maybe I might sit in there at times, do some morning meditation or whatnot. But it's very sacred, off limit room. And then you take your shoes off, usually right away. But I'll probably have a maid. So it depends. Like, man, keep your shoes on, man. I got.
No, to me, Asian style, shoes off. slippers on the front.
Yeah, it depends. Maybe
I will have booties or slippers or something like that to when you come to my house.
ooh,
You
that would
know,
be fly.
because when you're in
Taking
the house,
pictures.
when you kick your shoes off, it gives makes you feel more relaxed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that one depends. Like if there's like a big gathering or something, for parties.
Yeah, for parties, for his cocktail, of course, to put your outfit on, but for a little get together like that, hey,
Yeah, when it's just a cruise and shit.
well,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like want to definitely a garage, a little, a little basement, a couple rooms, nothing crazy, uh, but nice little man cave,
yeah,
little trophy room, or just like a career room that you could you have all your accolades or important files, different, and
well,
then
a place where we do a lot of negotiations.
yeah. Oh, let's talk about that. Okay, okay. The business, say like the home office, uh, like almost like a meeting room, long,
A conference room.
like a home conference room, right?
Mm,
Not even a long. I would have you walk in and it's like a round table,
hmm
thick, one of those thick joints, man. I'm talking about you lift up like you can't. It's so thick of whatever oak or
Like
maple or
the
whatever the
table
hell,
has to be custom made.
custom made as hell,
Yeah,
and it's got this like shiny coat over it,
yeah,
almost
yeah,
like
like
it's
some kind of
glass on
lacquer
top.
and everything custom made. Yeah, yeah. Story around it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like made out of that, and you got like custom made chairs all around,
yeah.
and then and maybe right to the my humidor will be in that room, like right there. Boom, you got a little liquor storage, wine cellar, and this and that, and it's like a nice setting, some very ambient lights. We conduct business. It's even got maybe a sunroof, natural light that comes through. So in the daytime, we don't. It's just natural light. It's very. And then in the night, you like close it up, and it gets real dark and like
You know what too? For
Godfather-ish.
me, like when we have conferences like that, like I love lunches. Right? Let's have lunch. There's something about eating and conversing. There's something very sure connected of that. That's why we take lunch, we break bread, and we talk, and we kind of like open it up more a little bit. Hey, because if we're gonna do business together, we gotta like kind of like trust each other, right? You know, and my vision for Gubba Rum is kind of like I really want to help Gubba Rum, proving to myself too that we can, we know how to pull the market. You know,
Yeah,
this new media know how to pull the market. You know, and the reason why is because it's like we've done everything independent. We've done everything independent. Music, just business. And if this is how we move, this is just how we're going, And all of those stuff that we talked about tonight, I really truly believe that's how you're gonna house your house gonna look like.
yeah. Well, I think about that sort of stuff a lot, man. I mean, I'm constantly in a state of like manifestation and just looking, especially as a father. Like I'm seeing my son at 16. I'm I go through him going through struggles, and I picture how I'm gonna respond even before the shit happens, and just sort of that sort of whole thing. So
No, that's very normal. I did the same thing too.
yeah,
And one other thing I learned is that I just had to trust them. That because of my example,
yeah, that's the
that I
thing.
trust their decisions.
Yeah, and even if and I'm thinking like even if they don't, it's like they still, even if they get themselves in some shit, it's like, but through the example, they'll be okay to come out of that shit. One of my fears is like raising a weak man. in the sense that he, what's the word I'm looking for? He folds under pressure. He curdles up in the face of adversity. That's one of my fears raising a son. Like I don't want him to be, you know, every, I don't want him to succumb to those pressures when it's like if you would have just gave it a little more oomph or had that foresight, or if I would have given you, I hope that he attains that to where he'll come through that and he'll grow from that. A lot of men and people they sink.
You know, that will happen to your child or your son when, like, I remember when Dylan just stayed with his mom and we were not for quite some time. And when I came back, Dylan had bad temper. He was always, like he was talking about depression and all that stuff. And then, when they were at that point where they were living in we were all like, they were Angela and Dylan were living in the shed, and my daughter was living with grandma. Trent was living with his girlfriend. I was just basically hopping one couch after the other. Those were difficult times, and but that was also the time when Dylan got super heavy, and then he had to escape because too much, and that's when he came up with this movie script called Plug, and that gave him um like a goal, because when someone doesn't have a goal or a very immediate one, you know, it's not really benefiting. But if you have this dream, you call, oh, you're a dreamer. I am a dreamer. You better believe I'm a dreamer. I'm also a visionary. But at the same time, I'm also willing to work and to do what needs to be done to get me there. I'm not just saying it. I don't fear nothing, you know. And um when your son sees his dad be that way, he'll be all right. Because Dylan was at that point, and Angela shows a lot of weak person traits, and Dylan was being sucked into that, and he kind of absorbed it, and because of that he gained weight, and finally, just out of nowhere, he came up with this idea of making this movie called Plug.
Yeah.
And that's what kept me and his conversation lively. We would talk about his, we would go through his characters, what the plot is, who's the antagonist, the protagonist. Like we were playing in our heads, like a movie in our heads that we're creating. And to me, that's like the same way as me writing. That's like the same as me dancing. That's just the same as me as going walking or jogging or riding my bike, or as an escape. You need that. You need that positive, creative escape. To a lot of people, they can't stand that because they're like, they think you're just this in this la la land and everything. Now, be careful. There are people that are like that. They just talk a lot, but they don't do nothing. But if you're the kind of person that talks, because, of course, everything has, what they call seed money. And sometimes with seed money, you have to earn it. You have to possibly earn it. You have to learn it. And then hopefully someone will give it, invest in it. Or somebody will invest in you. It's a different thing, but it's exciting,
Yeah. Harry's drinking again on Long Drink tonight. Hopefully next week, sponsored by Cup of Rum officially. I'll be sitting here sipping on some vanilla spiced rum.
Yeah, then he say he's shipping it too, so it's on its way. It is on its way,
But
people.
until that happens, go get you a motherfucking long drink. Shit's cracking. Yeah, I came into town and I'm, learning at the bar and everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm like figuring out what everyone's drinking, what's the local stuff, and it was this right here, man. This Finnish long drink. And I was like, man, I wouldn't have one at the Cal Neva. I was like, damn, I see what they're talking about. So and I got some information to do today too about some distilleries and some breweries. So I'm gonna contact them and fuck, man, I want to go make some content. I want to become I want to take the channel to that direction to where it's more content like this. Like I told you about different drinks, different flavors, and interviewing people that fucking, hey, this is my business, blah blah, and like get into those conversations and stuff. And
So what I'm imagining you saying is that you want to be the example of people of how to enjoy drinking rather than using drink as an escape or as a vice or to get drunk, but use alcohol moderately just to kind of give you a little lift.
Well, it's just fun. I mean, people like to drink. Alcohol is fun. The drinks taste good. We can do mocktails for non-drinkers, and then
yeah, I think that's a good market that you're trying to do, because it's like you'll always have people that's gonna drink.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be like, oh, we're just not gonna drink. I mean, there's gonna be people that out there that's gonna drink. There's people in that age space that will be drinking. It's not gonna be like all of a sudden people gonna stop drinking. But if you're gonna basically your message to them is like, hey, you can drink, but be more of a drink connoisseur. Don't be a drunk. Be a drink connoisseur. Like really, like how did the flavors play in your mouth? What kind of flavors did you feel, and what type of did you with the smell? How did it appeal to you? That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I like that too.
Yeah, and just to give some different
Like
flavors.
you can have like a brandy, and then you dip your cigar, and then you puff on the. Those are all classy stuff. And then maybe with that one right there, it's kind of like like the classy, like the guys dressed up and everything. They'd be like, man, like this and that, because none of this comfort hoodie and everything. I mean, that's done. That's been done with. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like what we're coming out with a new like a new and I think that's what happened in the 80s. The clothes just got better because the 70s and then the whole 60s with the whole hippie and all that stuff. After a while, people kind of go, you know what, I'm done with that stuff. I want to get dressed up again.
Yeah, I get you, but I don't think those who want to will.
Yeah, no, those who want to, and there's a time for everything.
This comfy shit ain't going away though.
No, it's never gonna go away. That's always a part of it and everything. And just for me, it's kind of like on my platform. That's what I want to do, and that's why, because what I'm gonna do is like everything that you see in my platform, I want to be able to sell you. That's how I think. Everything that you're seeing in front of me, like this lighter. You want to buy it? There's a price. Buy it. Everything is for sale. I'm a capitalist. Everything is for sale. So if me dressing nice is going, yeah, I kind of like what you're wearing, Ray. Where'd you get that from, man? Where can I get one of them? Oh, no problem. Just go on the website. Like our e-commerce. My mucho. My mucho. We're gonna pretty much be putting our merchandise there, or my merchandise, and you can buy it right there. So everything that I have on this platform, or else why even have a platform? Everything here is for sale. My services are for sale.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. You'll see the progression as we continue. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's fun stuff, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to just say, you know what, yeah, I want to have a podcast because I just want to okay, that's great, but But if but we've been upfront with you. You know, we're using this podcast as our biggest marketing advertising network. Then a website. Basically, that's where we keep everything. That's our storefront. And then an e-commerce. That's where you can buy stuff. And then people. And then that's how the online system works, man. And that's the thing I'm going into.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Myself too. Of course, my style is you know, it's just gonna be done. It's gonna be done. You're just gonna see it. It's gonna pop up one
I
day.
think you're gonna start making like short films and short movies. I think there's gonna be more short films, basically, because the world out there is basically gonna go. We just want to see it, and we don't want to have a 2 hour movie or an hour and a half, man. We want to see it in 30 minutes, but maybe in different like episodes. Make it into a series. That's how we want to watch it. And I think you can be in that.
And this is how we doing it. Joey on the battle boy. That's me, T.N.R.
Most definitely, man.
Representing one more time for your ass, man. Eyes wide open as I'm waking up. Haters on my side wanna step, but they ain't
Most definitely. So what's on the agenda this week, though? We're gonna 420 is almost coming up, but get out there and talk to Shaheem, and I'm gonna show you my little video blog when we get off the Reno we get off the pod, and I'm going to amp up this week because I got another notch in the belt, the 6 week mark, and so my schedule will be getting a little more put together, hopefully, and yeah, I'm just excited. But what do you think, man? What do you think? It's almost too easy at this point as far as sitting doing a show. I think some more out in public because then we're active, we're moving. Your energy still feels a little off tonight, just in the general sense.
I think this is just who I am. I'm like very comfortable right now.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable. I'm just chilling. I'm just taking whatever comes in.
Yeah, me too. I mean, before you got here, I was just sitting here talking. I was thinking like, damn, okay, what if they didn't come through? I was like, I'll sit here.
I'll always come through.
Yeah, no, I know you would, but I was thinking of the formula of the show. Like, okay, you're gonna bring the other dynamic, but what is Harris is drinking again? If not, and I was, thinking, okay, I'm gonna sit here and talk, but what would I have to do to incorporate? As far as this format, the content's one thing, but still, a lot of people don't do lives, man. There's a lot of what I like about it, and I think what I'm seeing in the future is there's gonna be more involvement. It's always gonna be live, but there's gonna be like more involvement, more mics, more chaos, maybe in the back. Like I said, like
it's gonna be like this is what I think. It's gonna be kind of like your city hall, but with microphones, because everyone's gonna get heard and they're gonna be seen,
and just different things going on in the
and
back.
different things going in the back and everything. It's gonna be like the words are gonna be more amplified, conversation's gonna be more amplified, and what's gonna happen is that then more people are gonna listen, and then more people are gonna go, oh wait, I catch that, and then there's gonna be a lot more researching and all that stuff, and then a lot of what I love about it is that a lot of the truth will come out. It has to. When you have a masses of people, have access and using just their natural wisdom, the truth will always come out.
Yeah, and I think probably we're doing a good job of setting the tone of to what it's gonna be, because when I hide a network, corporation, the Haida Network Corp, or some shit like that. The official company, but it's like, how are you going to expect, like what Elon Musk said recently? Don't plan to work for Tesla if you don't want to put in X amount. But it's like, how would I expect my employees or um, fellow content creators to, you know, be consistent if I didn't show my consistency in the beginning? And, be like, bro, I started Harris is drinking again. And then now, leaving it in the hands or the reins, like, of someone else, or, hey, you do your show on Wednesday, like having those people that know the brand somewhat to be like, yo, this dude puts in work, like, yo, like when, like, Harris don't fuck around on the podcast shit, man. Like,
So bringing that into context, right? I want to use an analogy. Okay, if let's go back to this, the Warriors organization. You figured Kerr played in what, 3 championship teams, right? Maybe 2, the Spurs and the Bulls. So he understands winning. So going back to what you're saying is that now the G League of the Warriors, they have the formula on how to develop players. You can have the formula on how to develop future creators. I can have the formula on how to, future, say, entrepreneurs and creative, entrepreneurs or something. That we have that foreground.
yeah,
And all we're doing is that the simple part about it is that the work that our hands touch, now we're able to let them know you will touch the same thing that I touched.
yeah,
And then that's gonna be the inspiration. See where art comes from, really developing well. And I think I speak this because now it's proven that some of the songs in the past will never go away. Like like that Donny Hathaway song that I love, and I'm just so bad with house. Um, Donny Hathaway
yeah.
song. I love him. And his songs. This something. This songs for you or something like that.
That's another thing I'm bad at is, this song. Being a musical guy, I can't.
No, me too, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. My wife is like a walking jukebox.
I'm jealous of people
Angela
like that.
will tell you the title and sing you the hook.
That's
Like she's a walking musical encyclopedia, especially on that kind of stuff. I'm bad with that too. In music, what do you say you're good at?
in music. What do I say I'm good at? I mean, rhythm. Like off top, like I got rhythm naturally built in. My ear, in the sense of no matter what type of music it is, I mean, I can catch the beat off the rip. Writing, I mean, if that's a music based thing, I would say wish I could play an instrument. And but yeah, and then just networking with the other musicians in the room, maybe filling out different musicians. It's an interesting question because I don't play an instrument, so I'm not a composer or anything of that. But I mean, I guess I can produce as far as hey, this is the theme of the song. You go here. I'm gonna come in here. Ooh, well, that's let's do this bridge.
Composer.
Boom.
You want to compose. You want to organ.
Well, yeah, not like
compose. Yeah. Compose. That's part
of it. Yeah.
You know what part of music I think I have a gift in? Like I have, I vibe and everything. But if you have that emotional connection with the music, because I love the words and what's being and I always have this, this whole thing about like the words are very important. To me, words are very important. Like what message are you trying to convey? After you hear the song, what's your takeaway from that song? Like, man, that song touched me.
Yeah.
Like the song, okay, I'll give you an example. One of the songs that touches me is that song, uh mothers be good to your daughters. Fathers be good to your daughters, cause daughters will love like you do. John Mayer song. Girls become lovers who turn to mothers. So fathers be good to your daughter too. Something like that. And then you guys see the skin. Something, something, something. And that kind of song to me always leaves something, like, wow. And that's how music affects me.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that's like, I don't even think I can compose or anything like that. That's you do that because you've done it.
Yeah.
I just want, what is the message trying to convey? What kind of emotional tie-in can you bring into this song that's gonna make people? It's gonna be a timeless song. It's not just gonna be a one-time popular song, but to where it's like the words. A song is really good, kind of like the song that um, like a lot of Prince song, Purple Rain. I never thought to be my lover.
I'm telling you, that's where I'm horrible at music. Without hearing songs, I can't.
Whenever
There's Tech Nine songs that as soon as the song comes on, I can rap with it, but it's hard for me to pull up lyrics of songs out of my head, bro.
Yeah, and I'm terrible at it, but the ones that really touches me, I can remember, I can remember the words in there,
Yeah. And see,
because I'm not much of a big fan of, like, just because that's a big hit, I really don't care. I like what I like.
And see, for me, I'm like numb in that regard. Like, I don't know, I'm different. Like, I don't have songs songs have touched me, but it's not like that. It's like with love or anything else. It's like, I guess I've been in love. Like, I've never had that. I don't have that to music. I don't have that to like sports teams. I don't have that.
So what's your passion then?
That's a very good question. I mean, I'm still.
Is it you're passionate, but yet you have this wrong sense of expression?
Like, I'm
of
passionate about my music, and I'm passionate about this podcast and content creating and making a brand. But like those, I don't get drawn to like a lot of those outside things. Like there's not there's songs out there that I could name. I have to take my time, but I don't have like that.
Name one. Name me one song that touches you.
Touches me. I mean,
you have to, because you have to have. Not you have to. I take that back. It's like you have the.
I'm trying to go away from naming just rap songs. So
no, you don't have to name any. I mean, it doesn't have to be. If all you can name is rap song, man, then you haven't broadened your scope enough. I mean, you got to be like, and it doesn't even have to be any lyrical. I mean, there's some people that will listen to Miles Davis, and there's not a only word. But what is it about his music that touches you? Because it's the way he turned the sound, the way he evolved it from one chord to the next.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, it just take me some time. Like, there's this artist lady called Susie Sue, and I got her whole album on my playlist. And there's a song called like Seasons Change. She has a song called Battlefield, and I tend to listen to her a lot when I'm just in a kind of solemn mood, kind of somber mood. I have her chorus in my head. I mean, there's some on the country tip. I mean, I like Hank Williams Jr. There's a Travis Tritt song, um, really popular. I want to be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's not the same one like Whitney Houston. I want to be somebody. Yeah, a different song.
yeah, it's an old timer. But I was actually on a mushroom trip, and that song brought me to tears. So I mean, when I really sit back, like I have to think about it, but like when you're in a party and it's like, nah, name that so like what's this? I don't have that initial response. So I have been touched by songs, I guess, and um, but it's really and one of my favorite like Michael Jackson songs is I mean Off the Wall, but the
You
off
and
the
I can make a bet.
off the
You have been salvation, man. When there's love, I'll be there. That's one of my favorite. I'll be there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All you do, 'cause I'll be there. I like that song. That's one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs.
Yeah. There's a song like Love Ballad by LTD.
LTD. Wait. LTD. Wait. You got to remind me. How does that song go?
It's like dun 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 dun. Um, um,
Dun 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 dun.
dun, dun, dun. Love. Oh, how does he start it? Love. Love is more than. No, now I'm getting a Rick James song in my head. No, now I'm getting fired.
Jeffrey Osborne, man. LTD. Jeffrey Osborne.
There's a couple LTD songs, but Love Ballad, I believe, is the name.
Yeah, like.
No, that's Rick James.
No, love it or leaving.
Or leaving. Is that Fire and Desire?
Fire and Desire. That's Rick James, brother.
The Love Ballad is.
Man, my favorite style is like, wait, man, break up to make up.
I'm so bad.
We do.
I'm bad at this game.
First you love me, then you hate me. That's
they
a
don't
dream.
They don't give a fuck about us.
I love R&B, man. I grew up in that. That's my music, man. I love rhythm and blues, man. Soul music, man. That's my favorite. That's my get down.
Nate Dogg's Music and Me, you know. Free R. Kelly, goddammit. Fuck that shit. I seen they got a Surviving R. Kelly Part 2. They got a Surviving R. Kelly Part 2 on this motherfucker, man.
Think about you every night and day. Break away and fly away. And I tell you, that's another thing bad about me, because I don't be remembering words, but I will make them up, brother. I will make up words. And my wife hates it, but I will make it up. I have no shame. Don't take me to a karaoke. I will make up the words. How about this? How about you bringing some singing and we'll sing to it? I'm not going to rhyme. We're just going to sing to it. I think we can rhyme that, yeah. Okay, fine. I'll do
Ray,
it.
sing
I'm just going to sing it, yeah.
What the hell?
Say, babe.
Hey. Yeah, no, that was interesting though. Like,
did you walk away from me last night? I didn't even get to explain why. Did you walk away from me last night?
Yeah.
You didn't even give me a chance to explain.
I ain't got nothing, bro. I ain't got nothing to that, man. No, actually,
I thought you were gonna come down with I went home. I was looking forward to meeting you, baby. But then you know what? Because I came home a little late, you thought I was doing something like that. I thought you were gonna fall into that right there.
Nah, no musical edition tonight. We're I think we're gonna close out over here. Harris Drinking Again podcast, little 2-hour episode
2
064.
hours.
I'm gonna go get my night on the on the continue and process tonight's show and plot out my future content because I got a lot of big plans for Harris Drinking Again podcast.
We're gonna get those. We're gonna get those lavalier, and then we're just gonna go to town, and we're just gonna talk to people, just like we did to Brother Willie Will. Shout out to you, Brother Willie Williams.
Yep. Hell yeah. So, Brother Ray in the building. We'll see him next week. Go over to T3, check him out.
Wednesdays, 7:00. Talk, teach, truth, y'all. I'm out.
Yes. And Harry Too Scary up in the building. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. You already know. Before we get out of here real quickly, 1-800-662-HELP. That is a national drug addiction hotline. If you or a loved one are suffering from drug addiction or ailment or anything of above, give them a call. 1-800-662-4357. 24 hours a day. They'll be there for you. Harry's Drinking Again podcast. Yes. So thanks for rocking out with us. Shout out to Ulysses Luna, aka Pit's Room on Facebook. Go hit him up. Got an album out. And where is my banner? See y'all next week, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 Pacific. I'm trying to get better with the time, but I might have to change to 8 Pacific. Damn. I know that's late for the East Coast viewers, but damn, I've been having a hard time starting at 7 o'clock, my usual 8 o'clock on the dot. It's been tough. Little man's got football practice and everything. Right before that, we got some adjustments to make. And for more info, contact hidapodcast@gmail.com for booking info or contact for sponsorship info today. And I'll shamelessly plug and promote your motherfucking ass or your business. Because that's what we do over here. Salute. I'm going to try to get a clip up on the channel this weekend. A short. I haven't done no shorts. I'm going to upload some more shorts. And it should be fun. So stay tuned. Salute everybody. Be safe. And warning, drink responsibly. You motherfucking bitch, you. Yeah. Harry's Drinking Again.